Did you know that the states of South Carolina and Georgia are among the top 10 states in the US that people are moving to? In this video, I'm going to compare them by looking at their cost of living, housing costs, taxes, weather and climate, economy, education, lifestyle, and recreation. South Carolina is ranked third in the nation with the most people flocking here, and Georgia follows closely behind, ranking fifth in the country. So what is it about these two beautiful southern states that is drawing thousands of people to move to them? Well, you'll find out in this video, and if you are thinking of moving to either state, it's wise to know how they compare and what you can expect. This way you can be well informed and know which state might be the best for you. So let's dive into it right now. So how do these states compare when it comes to their cost of living? One of the first things people ask about when moving to a new state is the cost of living, and this is a big reason why many people are moving to Georgia and South Carolina. In fact, most people are moving to these states from states like California, New York, Illinois, and Pennsylvania, where housing and property taxes and sometimes overall cost of living are much higher. The good news is that the cost of living and housing in both of these states is lower than the national average by 11% at most. But according to easyhomesearch.com and mylifeelsewhere.com, Georgia is 4.9% more expensive to live in than South Carolina. And if you compare both states' capital cities, the cost of living in Columbia is 22.8% cheaper than Atlanta. Now let's see how these two states compare when we break down their housing costs. According to bestplaces.net, housing costs in South Carolina's capital city of Columbia are significantly lower than in Atlanta, Georgia by 43%. However, statewide, the average housing price is slightly higher in South Carolina by about $5,000 according to Forbes.com. For example, the average median home price in South Carolina is currently at $371,000, while the average home value in Georgia is $366,000. Now, these numbers represent the statewide average. However, the average home price in the Midlands of South Carolina is $307,000. In previous videos, I mentioned the median home price in the Midlands of South Carolina to be $235,000. Here, I'm talking about the average. So what's the difference? Well, the average and median home prices both provide insights into typical home prices, but they do so in slightly different ways. While the median home price represents the middle value of all home prices when arranged in ascending order, the average home price is calculated by adding up the prices of all homes sold and dividing by the total number of homes sold. This means that the average can be influenced by extremely high or low-priced homes, while the median is less affected by outliers. So in essence, while the median offers a more representative value of typical home prices, the average considers the total value of all homes sold. When it comes to renting a home, specifically a one-bedroom apartment downtown is 9.9% less in Georgia, where you can expect to pay about $1,350 per month, and in South Carolina you would pay almost $1,500 per month. However, for a one-bedroom apartment that's outside of the city center, you will pay less for rent in South Carolina, about $1,100 each month, while in Georgia you will pay over $1,150. If you plan to own a home, you'll have to pay property tax. So what can you expect to pay in both states? If you're buying a home in South Carolina, there is some good news. The Palmetto State has some of the lowest property taxes of any state in the US. The average effective property tax rate in South Carolina is just 0.55%, with a median annual property tax payment of $980.60. In general, property taxes in Georgia are relatively low compared to most other states. For example, the median real estate tax payment in Georgia is $2,027 per year, about $800 less than the national average. But that's still over $1,000 higher than South Carolina's average. And the average property tax rate in Georgia is 0.81%, which is 26% higher than South Carolina's rate. Now that I've covered property taxes, let's look at how state taxes compare in these two states. South Carolina does have a state income tax. This year, if you're making estimated tax payments, the individual income tax rate ranges from 0% to a top rate of 6.3% for 2024. The Palmetto State also has a statewide sales tax rate of 6%. Counties may impose an additional 1% local sales tax if voters in that county approve the tax. While Georgia also has a state income tax, the tax rate has lowered in recent years. Governor Kemp signed House Bill 1437 into law in 2022. This bill replaced the graduated personal income tax with a flat rate of 5.49%, which was effective January of 2024. The rate will reduce each year until the flat rate reaches 4.99%. As far as the Peach State sales taxes go, Georgia has a 4% state sales tax rate, a max local sales tax rate of 5%, and an average combined state and local sales tax rate of 7.4%. Now let's talk about the economy. Both Georgia and South Carolina have the same unemployment rate of 3.1%, which is lower than the national average of 3.7%. Also, the job market is strong in both states, and they both offer a variety of industries and job opportunities. Georgia's economy is driven by transportation, manufacturing, information technology, education, and healthcare. It also has a strong filmmaking sector. Significant employers in Georgia include Delta Airlines, Coca-Cola, Home Depot, and UPS. South Carolina's population and job market are growing rapidly since 2021. South Carolina's economy depends on agriculture, tourism, and manufacturing, and these sectors are steady or thriving and creating new jobs. For instance, a Scout Motors manufacturing plant is coming to Columbia and is going to create 4,000 new jobs. Other major employers in South Carolina include BMW Manufacturing Company, Boeing South Carolina, Michelin North America, and Blue Cross Blue Shield. My next point is the climate. With Georgia and South Carolina bordering each other and both being in the southeastern United States, it's no surprise that the climate and weather in these states are very similar. Both states have a humid subtropical climate with hot and humid summers, mild winters, and abundant rainfall year-round. Winters are usually warm, with temperatures rarely falling below freezing or 32 degrees. And summers in both states tend to be hot and humid, with temperatures regularly exceeding 86 degrees. The seasons of spring and fall in both states are mild, and both states receive an abundant amount of rainfall, which varies from 41 to 51 inches per year. Both states also don't see much snow, with snowfall averaging only about 1 inch per year. Regions and culture. Now I'll touch on what each state has to offer and what they are generally known for. Georgia is a southeastern state situated just south of South Carolina. It's known for its coastal beaches, farmland, and mountains. Its capital city of Atlanta is home of professional sport teams including the Atlanta Braves and Atlanta Falcons and more. Atlanta also has the Georgia Aquarium and the Martin Luther King Jr. National Historic Site. And the coastal city of Savannah is famed for its 18th and 19th century architecture and leafy public squares. The city of Augusta, which lies along the eastern Georgia-South Carolina border, hosts the Masters Golf Tournament each year. South Carolina is also a southeastern state known for its shoreline of subtropical beaches and marsh-like sea islands. Some great islands to visit are Hilton Head Island, Sullivan's Island, and Hunting Island, among others. The historic city of Charleston is a coastal city with pastel-colored houses, Old South Plantation, and Fort Sumter, where the Civil War's opening shots were fired. North of Charleston, you'll find the Grand Strand, a 60-mile stretch of beachfront known for golf courses. There is also the national tourist destination of Myrtle Beach, known for its miles of sandy beaches and its pier with all types of food, shopping, and entertainment. And in South Carolina's beautiful upstate region, you'll find a portion of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Both states offer an abundance of natural beauty and plenty of things to do, especially in their larger cities like Atlanta and Charleston. If you would like to know how North Carolina compares with South Carolina, make sure to watch this video. I hope this video has helped you see why so many people are moving to Georgia and South Carolina, and if you're considering a move to either one, maybe this has helped you decide which state might be the best for you. Thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I'll see you next week.